Finally, I'm alive. Happy to be here. Happy you're here. Happy my camera's finally working. I don't know what the heck happened. Technical difficulties, but I made it. And Carrie Underwood was waiting all day for Sunday night. She's already done her thing. And Mike and Chris have already gone over the mechanics of the quarterback switch, which frankly surprised everyone. But then you don't have to be too frank about that. I don't know what the heck's going on. Nobody does. There's speculation that he wants to make sure that Russell Wilson is Super Bowl ready, just in case. Oh well, what the hell. We're going to see. This is going to make it a very interesting game, although as I try to switch the camera around, this is where you really don't know what to expect. The Jets are in something of a free fall despite all their best intentions. They did their own surprise move earlier in firing their head coach. They at least performed better against the Bills, but the Bills managed to pull it out. And so a lot of what ifs, or what could happen, what is going to happen for this game. You can only hope for, as not a big fan of either team myself, a good game. There were quite a few of them earlier today, and barely got to see any of them because I was catching up on my sleep, and when I wasn't doing that, I was doing laundry. And so, into both of those things, I haven't even finished breakfast. So we've got Michael Keaton doing a special intro. He apparently grew up in Western PA. So you know how big they've been since I was born. Since I was born, the Steelers have had a grand total of 3 head coaches. The Jets won the Super Bowl just before I was born and have gone through 18 since, which is a clear indication of how these two teams have fared in my lifetime. Oh, yeah, and the Jets have added to their wide receiving core, trying to make themselves Green Bay Northeast. So, apparently they decided to do a weird version of Smoke on the Water as the musical background for that interlude. I'm just recognizing it now. Ooh, Melissa Stark's in orange. Yeah. So both these teams have lately introduced a ton of surprises to the league. But now it's put up or shut up time, forgive the cliche. Games in Pittsburgh, the terrible towels are in full force. Don't see too much in the way of deep forest green, but there are smatterings of it. So, Jets look like they're going to start the kickoff. Jeff Ulbrich is the interim head coach for the Jets, rocking the salt and pepper beard. It's amazing. Tomlin has been the head coach for 18 seasons, and his first 17, he's always had winning records. He's the new millennium's John Madden in that regard. Ward and Warren are the kick returners for the Steelers, and we are off. And it's going to be a touchback. And they're introducing the Steelers offense. One guy in the lineup at least who's a 1AA guy, or not a 1A guy. So Wilson starts under the center with an I formation. And he hands it off to Najee Harris. As you could probably expect, they've been doing this lately with the run. So Wilson coming off that calf injury. Probably not going to have him pass too much. He's 33. He's under center again. Fakes the handoff to Harris this time and does a flip pass to their very massive tight end, Washington. 6'7" Antonio Gates-style body. Nice way to get him off to a good start. And boy, you better get that guy at the legs. 265 pounds to boot. Wilson back under center. Again, he hands it off to Harris, who gets a nice cut out to the side. Oh, and a nice cut back. And he's still going and finally forced out of bounds. An 18-yard gain. First down. Let's see, they're going that way. It's a first down. Oh, Patrick Mahomes had one of those earlier today. I happened to turn on the Niners-Chiefs game when he did his little sideline dance. It's why I love the Chiefs so much. Mahomes, he's just going to do something magical every game. Wilson now is in the shotgun for the first time. Harris is to his left, and he's doing the audible thing. Now he's back to pass. And now he goes to run. Oh, almost sacked, but he gets a yard. So at least he can still get around. Another 1AA guy on the defense as they introduce the Jets. A handoff to number 30 to Warren. He gets a couple more. It'll be third down. Oh, yeah, and there's Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator. Mr. Mustache, they ought to call him. So under 12 minutes in the quarter. Warren's in the backfield. And again, Wilson's in shotgun. Trips to the right. Firemuth, the tight end, is at the top. Warren trips to the right. Now Wilson's back to pass. Again, he's under pressure, and he's forced to chuck it out of bounds. So far, he's made good decisions at least. And Chris Boswell will be the kicker. Let's see where the spot will be. At the 36, so it'll be a 46-yarder. The snap, the hold, the kick, it is good. You could tell it was good before it even got there. Boswell might as well be the AFC's version of automatic. 17 of 18 for the year. Most made field goals in the league behind Aubrey. And now I gotta finish up my breakfast. I give you the green share. If I could get away from the entanglement of my headphones. Okay, I'm back. Cereal isn't soggy enough yet for me to chow on it. As NBC continues to push their shows. And Boswell's ready to kick it off. What are the odds you think it'll be a touchback? Oh, they actually run it out. Gibson with the... No, it's Davis. And he only got to the 23. He was probably better off... staying in the end zone. So they introduced the Jets offense, and Aaron Rodgers is now out in shotgun with Breece Hall to his back. And he's back to pass, and he gets it off. trying to get it to Adams, but it was too far away, and Adams couldn't hang on to it. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Not the way you want to start that game for either of them. And Adams was wide open. Rodgers is in shotgun again. Decides to hand it off to Hall this time, who gets about 3 out of that, maybe 2.5. Aaron Rodgers is going to be 41 in 6 weeks. Under 11 minutes in the quarter. They officially listed it as only 2, so it's 3rd and 8. Hall is to Rodgers' left now. Rodgers is still in shotgun. Now back to pass. And he's in trouble, and he is sacked. Ogunjobi with the sack. And the Pittsburgh faithful are waving those terrible towels. Only a 4-man rush that time. And if one of his receivers had managed to go down to the right of center, to the center of the right, however you want to call it, he might have had an open guy. Morstead, the ex-KC punter, is the punter here for the Jets. Gets the snap, gets it off. And that went pretty well far. And it was fair cut by Austin, number 19, at the 41. Or maybe the 36. This is a nice long punt. Okay, now it's back again to trying to finish my breakfast. since I'm the only one up there. Well, the action's back. We're quick about it. Okay, so that last play, Warren did a run. Modestly successful one. So it's 3rd and 1. Wilson's in the shotgun with an empty backfield. Trips to the right, a duo to the left. Maybe trying to draw him off sides, but now he's back to pass. And he's under pressure again. And Austin had it, but he dropped it. So that was definitely a catchable ball. He had it, and it just fell. He had it in his hands for like a second, and then it's like it slipped through his arms. So Waitman is the punter for Pittsburgh. Gibson will be the return guy for the Jets. Waitman's had a very good average. The punt is away, off to the right. And Gibson calls for fair catch. Oh, he muffed it! And it goes out of bounds. Oh. Pittsburgh had a guy right there in his face. And it went out so fast. And he had the wrong angle. He shifted off a bit to the left. And So, okay, Hart, you can slow down now. And I gotta put my meal dishes away. I'll be back once again, though. Spoon. Alrighty then. We are now back again. That's right, Halloween's coming up. Today's the 20th. Trying to remember if I'll be working that day or not. Okay, the Jets have it back. Just a little over 8 minutes. Rodgers is in the gun. Hall's again behind him. Tight ends in motion. Hand off it to Hall. And he is met before the line of scrimmage. Oh, no. Ogunjobi threw him down, and they threw the flag immediately after. Looks like it occurred after the whistle, too, so... Ooh. And the fans naturally weren't happy with it. Given the any given Sunday rule, you do not want to give a team a chance at improving their lot on the field. Rodgers back to pass now. He does the pass to Hall, and there you go. Avoids a bunch of tackles, and he's already at midfield. And we're halfway through the quarter. So Hall not only blocked TJ Watt to start off, but he was the dump off guy for the pass and makes the most of it. So it's actually short of the 50, so it's ruled. Rodgers back to pass again, gets it off quickly, and this time he gets Adams for about 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and 1. Two guys from UNC Charlotte. That's interesting. So, again, they hand it off to Hall. Again, they have him behind the line of scrimmage. This time, no flags. Elliott was one of the tacklers, along with Watt. TJ, that is. So it's 3rd and 4. It was a loss of 3. Rodgers back to pass. Gets it to Hall. Oh no, Alan Lazard. And he is marked short. He tried to stretch it out, but the ref said, no, forget it. So it's decision time now. They're going to go for it. That's the indication already. Oh! So they did the quick replay and they decided it's a first down. Well, that's nice of them to do the overrule rather quickly. Because fans they want replay, they just don't want to take it too damn long. So we're under 5 minutes. Good thing for the Jets. Because still, the odds of getting the 4th down are not that good. So Rodgers in shotgun again. He does the dump off to Hall. It's kind of a screen. He was parallel to the lineman, and yet somehow he gets a first down out of it. Linemen are supposed to be ahead of him. They were to the side of him, and he said, screw it. I'm just going to go ahead and use my speed. he looks like he's going to be the horse they ride on. But now he's on the sideline taking a break as Rodgers is back to pass. Another quick pass to Braylon Allen, who was doing a thing in motion in the backfield. Only got a yard, though. And I appreciate those of you who have joined me. If you want, join up and chat as well. Take off your jacket and stay a while. So 2nd and 8. Rodgers is going to be in the gun again. Allen will be to his right. 2 tight ends on the right side as well. And another quick pass, this time to Garrett Wilson, last year's sensational rookie. And he gets it past the 15. He did well to avoid the tackle and then was forced out of bounds at the 14 by 39. Minka Fitzpatrick. So, we now have a handoff. It's back to Hall again, and he gets the touchdown. And he gets a photographer to the ground in the process. A 2-yard drive took up nearly 6 minutes of time. That was a nice hole the O-line made. So, Zerline for the extra point. And he gets it. So the Jets have the lead. And that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty really hurt the Steelers there. Instead of 2nd and long, it's 15 yards and well on the way to a touchdown. And we're on commercial break. And I'm really tempted to see what's going on my Star Trek Fleet Command game, but that can wait. I'm doing a very long build and research series of events. So how the heck are you? Whoever you are. Feel free to talk to me. Oh, we got some company here. Take off your jacket and stay a while. Feel free to chat me up. No subjects too not worth mentioning. So we've got this Call of Duty commercial. It's looking a little more realistic every year. I actually recognize Lou Diamond Phillips in that one. NBC's also broadcasting Peacock stuff too. The Day of the Jackal. So that's getting a third look into. Let's see. The second one had Bruce Willis and Richard Gere in it. Oh, him again? So Zerline's off to kick. Gets it into the end zone, and they take a knee touchback. Just can't get away from that guy. So 2:27 left. Wilson is back out. And Pittsburgh's got to get back into the lead. Farmouth's in motion. Wilson's in the gun. Harris is to his left. Wilson's back to pass. Oh, there was a bit of hand fighting between Pickens and Gardner, and the pass wound up going between both of them. No apparent holds, so no harm, no foul from the refs. Hey, we got more people in. Feel free to chat me up, whoever you are. Okay, Wilson pitches it out to Harris, and the Jets do their own version of a tackle for loss. Mills at number 35 with a tackle. So it's third down already. Third and 12. Wilson now back to pass again, and already in trouble again. And the pass deflected, intended for Firemouth. And already people are booing. And Waitman will be out to punt for the Steelers. Again, it was only a 4-man rush. Waitman gets the punt off. Gibson will be set to return. Holds on to it this time and gets a couple of yards. Apparently he fumbled it on the way, but again, it went out of bounds. Hard to tell. Oh, Reddick ended his holdout. But apparently not playing. Rodgers is under center this time. He pitches it off to Hall, and another tackle for loss. Jackson with the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Hello, everyone. Feel free to chat me up about anything that you want to chat about. Ooh, chat. My audience doubled just like that. I'll get that to work eventually. In the meantime, Rodgers now back in shotgun and back to pass. Got some time. Oh, he uncorked it, but it was overshot. So, Steelers fans now feeling good again, forcing the Jets on their heels. Less than a minute left in the quarter. Let's see. Probably I'll have to turn down my lights over there. Again, he's in the gun. Hall is kind of in between him and the center. Rodgers back to pass. Tries to flip it out to Wilson. Again, it's incomplete. Joey Porter Jr. on the defense. And the Jets are going to punt. Seems like we're headed to something of a classic AFC defensive matchup, at least early on. Morstead going to be back to punt. There it goes. Austin catches at the 34, immediately brought down by 37. By number 37, Stiggers. So that was a 50-yard punt. Wilson's under center. Bunch of players to the left. Hands it off to Harris, who gets a hole, but it closes quickly, and he only gets 2. Mosley with the tackle. 95, I believe, was Bruckner, who also assisted. And it looks like, unless Wilson does a no-huddle thing, they're going to let the clock run out, and it'll be the second quarter. So the Jets still in the lead, 7-3. We're going to go to commercial break, and I got to turn down a few of the lights. And put a few things away. And see how my game's progressing. You can probably hear my commercials through the headphones, or the commercials through my headphones. Okay. So they had a 50-year anniversary gathering of the players for the Steelers in Super Bowl IX. Didn't see Terry Bradshaw there. Not yet, anyway. So Wilson fakes the handoff to Harris, tried to throw it to Austin, but it was way in the back of him, and there go the fans again. Yeah, I need to turn off the other light as well. So 3rd and 8. Warren's to Wilson's right. Wilson's back to pass, and here comes the blitz. And again, he's short to Austin. It's sounding ugly. Ay, 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 ay. Waitman's going to be punting again from the 36. Gets it really far out. And Gibson did the fair catch thing this time to the 13. Another 50-plus yarder. So the punters are certainly earning their keep. So 14:45 left in the half. So Fields has his helmet on, just in case. Jets are huddling up on the offense. Hall's out there. TJ Watt isn't out there. That's interesting. Rodgers hands it off to Hall. Gets about 6, and we have Laundry on the field. I think we only had 1 flag in the first quarter, but now we got the first for the second. Holding on the offense. 75, Vera Tucker, the guilty party. So it'll be 2nd and 20. Oh, they say from the spot of the foul, so it's 1st and 16. But the ball's on the 8, so the Jets are really backed up now. They got to really get out of it. Forgive my Captain Obvious moment. Rodgers back to pass. He gets it off to Hall. Hall, who gets to the 12. And we're down to 14 minutes. So now Fields has his helmet off. Wilson's putting his back on. Rodgers now back to pass. Oh! Hayward got his mitts on the ball. And Highsmith nearly got the sack. So again, just a 4-man rush. Watt was back out there too. Okay, Rodgers in the gun again. It's 3rd and 11. Rodgers back to pass, gets it off quickly to Adams, and trying to snake through defenders to get the first down, but he's a yard short. So again, we're going to have a punting situation. Like I said, classic AFC defensive battle. Good thing I got a lot of sleep today. Otherwise, I'd be sleeping through this one. So that got to the 22. Morstead again will be out there under 13 seconds, or under 13 minutes. It is off. Another very good punt. A fair catch for Austin at the 31. So like the field goal kickers, the punters are progressively getting more distance on their kicks. So it's time again to check my lighting situation. As there is no sunset to be seen here in Hillsboro. Been gloomy, typically fall gloomy all day. And I'll be back once again. Okay, Wilson's back in business under center. Ball's at the 31. Hands it off to Harris. Wise decision, although he only gets a yard out of it. And welcome one and all. Feel free to chat me up. Mills with the tackle for the Jets. So both Steeler helmets have their helmets on. And he pitches it off to Harris, who only gets 2. So with it being... Oh, wait, we got a late flag as we're under 12 minutes in the half. Ooh, holding on the offense. 88 Farmouth, the guilty party. Well, if you want to give Wilson some extra confidence, This isn't helping. And it appears that the guilty party from my excessive glare is the lamp right up there. So my experimentation with the lighting continues. Second and 16 now. He's going to have to pass unless he decides to do a draw. Tried to draw him offside. Oh, Wilson's going to flow it out. Oh, he got Pickens! Wow, that was a wounded duck, and Pickens was way covered, and he still got it. Came back to make sure he could get a chance at it. Oh. Eccles, number 26 of the Jets, was holding him, but he got it with one hand, a 44-yard gain. Now they go to Warren on the run. He gets 4. They're in Jets territory and threatening. Under 11 to go. Wilson under center. I set. He fakes the handoff. Gets it to Washington again. Oh, and he barrels into the secondary. But he's still tackled. And now the Steeler fans are nice and happy once more. And he was able to get way downfield. And he tried to make Gardner into a mincemeat. And he was called down at the 11.5. Wilson now is going to hand it off to Harris, who gets a nice gain, about 5. Another handoff to Harris, but this time they're able to get him as he tries to run to the left. Well, okay. Wilson back to pass. It's 3rd and 10. He's got plenty of time this time, but forced to throw it out of bounds, ultimately. Boswell will come out to kick. Sound like a bit of murmurings in the crowd wanting them to go for it, but when you got a great kicker like Boswell, why take a chance? The kick is on the way, and it is right down the middle again. So it's 7-6 Jets with 8:20 left in the half. And my light experimentation continues. I'll mute it so you don't have to hear the commercials. The TV, that is. All right. Now I don't have enough light on the right side. Better. Much, much better. My camera's a bit funky when it comes to the lighting. Does the auto adjust thing. Oh, that's pretty much even. Thank goodness. It's really rough when it's during the day and you got excess light coming through the window, even though my apartment faces east. Okay. So we got the stand up to all hate PSA going on. Always a good message. The nation could afford to take a timeout. Actually, the whole damn world could. We're now back towards scenes of Pittsburgh. Downtown looks quite lovely, as does their bridge, whichever one it is. Ah, the Roberto Clemente Bridge. Boswell is kicking it off. And they're going to return it again. Gibson trying to make amends for his drops. And he gets to out of bounds. He is forced to around the 28. Oh, yeah. Olbrich used to play for the Niners. Rodgers in shotgun. Back to pass. Gets it kicked quick to Adams yet again. And this time, a first down for the two. 8 minutes left. Another first down for the Jets at the 39. Rodgers hands it off. And that is not Hall, it's Braylon Allen. And we're halfway through the second quarter. Second and 9. Hall's now the back in the backfield. Rodgers in the gun, back to pass, and he's in trouble, but he gets it off to Hall, who breaks a couple of tackles, and now he is on the move. Oh my goodness, he could go. Fitzpatrick trying to chase him down, and he will, but not until Hall gets to the 4. Ooh. Rodgers barely avoids the stack, gets it off to Hall just in the nick of time, and Hall does the rest. When he was a rookie, he really electrified the Jets crowd, and it was a shame he went down with a serious injury that left him out for the season. And the Jets fans are really liking this. 3 Steelers ran into each other trying to tackle him on that once he caught it. So they view it down at the 3. Rodgers is still in shotgun, and now he calls timeout as the play clock nearly went down. Oh, yeah, 1st and goal. 6:20 left in the half. Empty backfield for Rodgers. Back to pass. Lofts it up, trying to get somebody. Charles was the one who ended up catching it, but he caught it out of bounds. Initially thought it was going to go to Adams, but it went a little further. Ooh. Oh. He had it, and his knee was down in the end zone, but then he bobbled the ball when he hit the ground. Yeah. So handoff to Hall, trying to get it in from there, and he's close. He initially looked like he was stopped, but his second effort got him to about the half-yard line as we have 6 minutes left in the half. He got the ball across the plane. Oh! So a lot just went on. I'm trying to process it all. They end up getting a touchdown. Olbrich threw the flag, but it was too late. And then Rodgers did the naked bootleg, and his tight end, Conklin, happened to be wide open too, and he got it to Conklin. Oh, he dropped it. No wonder. Zerline will attempt the extra point. Oh, it's blocked! Oh, wait, there's a flag. They placed it in the middle of the field, so it was prime chance to get it perfect. 5:29 is left. And they're going to discuss as the penalty. It's quite a discussion. But the way the coaches of the Steelers are acting, it's as if it's going to be against them. Oh, it's blocked by Fitzpatrick, and he was apparently getting leverage on one of his own teammates to get a little further. So the extra point will be replayed. They're going to do a 2-point try because it's at the 1. Interesting. Rogers is in the gun. Hall's to his left. Fakes the handoff to Hall. And he gets it to Wilson. So the 2-point try's good. And the Steeler fans are irate. And so is the special teams coach, who's chewing on his gum something fierce. All right, so much for the defensive battle. And if you were having a bunch of Jets players in your fantasy league, you're quite happy for the moment. And I'm going to go check in on my game. Shoot. Okay, I am actually off screen, and looks like there was a nice gain of pass and gain by Fryermuth. Wilson narrowly avoids getting sacked just like Rodgers did on his big play. A lot of action going on in my Star Trek game. Got caught up in it. Okay, Wilson's back to pass again. He was under a lot of pressure, ended up throwing it incomplete, trying to hit his tight end 81, but it was at 81's feet. And we also have a flag. 2,000 the offense. An eligible man downfield. And a holding, number 65, being the guilty party. So that was the one that got accepted. I think they reversed the order of the numbers because McCollum, the center, was the one that actually got the hold. Moore's 65. Well, regardless, it's 1st and 20 at the 50. And Wilson's in the gun. Warren's in motion. Wilson's back to pass. And he's going to air it out. I tried to get Pickens again, who almost caught it. But Mills was defending him, and Pickens couldn't hold on. That makes it 2nd and 20. And the Jets have all linemen going into the locker room. Vera Tucker, 75. Oh, Pickens had his mitts on it, but he couldn't haul it in. Wilson's now under center. And fakes the handoff to Warren. And he's in trouble. And 99 McDonald gets the sack. So the Steelers, after that big gain by Freiermuth, are really in the hole now. Four minutes to go. They get it to Pickens, but it was a short one, and so the Steelers will be forced to punt. Bit of extracurricular activity after the whistle blew, but no harm, no foul, say the refs. And Pickens was actually uncovered. If he had bothered to just traipse down the sideline, they could have made some serious yards on that. Instead, they're punting it. Waitman tries to put it in the coffin corner. Oh, it takes a Steeler bounce. Williams downs it at the 4. So nice for Pittsburgh to pin the Jets back on their ears. And 38 of the Steelers made sure that the guy who caught it didn't have his momentum go in the end zone. Or carry him into the end zone. So, gotta go back to my game. I'll try and make sure this time I make it back to my seat in time. Oh. Okay, let's see where the official put it. At the 7. So they're not that backed up, but still quite backed up. And they pitch it to Hall, who's going to get some room, but only can get to the 10. And there are officially 3 minutes left in the quarter and the half. And to the 2 who are here, feel free to chat me up if you want. And Rogers is now back to pass, lofts it up, gets it to Lazard. He's called out of bounds at the 30. And yet he got both his feet. Well, the Steelers and Tomlin are going to be second guessed as we're in the 2-minute warning about having Wilson in there for so long. As I look at the standings, no, I don't want Discord. I want the NFL.com site. Let's see. Where are the Where's the standings? Okay, there we go. I have to undergo the teams menu. So the Ravens, who will be playing on Monday night, are 4-2. Cincinnati having won 2 in a row after dismantling the Browns, who lost Watson possibly for the year. That may not be that big of a loss considering how bad the team is. If the Steelers lose, given the state of the rest of the conference, they're behind the 8 ball in terms of playoff hunting. Although, given the league is allowing quite a bit of mediocrity in terms of the lower end of the playoff rungs, they could still potentially sneak in, but the fans, I think, are a bit tired of them being a 7th seed. There are currently if you don't count the Steelers, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 other teams with a winning record. The Chiefs are still undefeated. Everybody else that's vying for second place has at least 2 losses. The Bills are 5-2. The Chargers are 3-2. They play my Cardinals on Monday night as well. Ravens are 4-2, and depending on the outcome, the Steelers could be 5-2 or 4-3. That would tie them with the Colts and the Broncos for 5th or maybe 6th. Okay. So if the Jets haven't given themselves breathing room, there's a good chance for them to score to end the half. And they're already up by 9. And we're getting a reminder, there are no coaches challenged in the last 2 minutes. Rodgers is in the gun. Breece Hall's right behind him. He goes in motion to Rodgers' right. And he gets the handoff. And he gets, thanks to a nice push by the O-line, 6 yards. The Jets have 2 timeouts. Clock continues to run. It's now down to 130. Rodgers is in the gun. Play clock and game clock winding down, but now he's back to pass. Oh, he's intercepted! Whoa! Bishop number 31. Got it at midfield. Oh, first of his career. And boy, you have a chance to put the Steelers away, and then this happens. As we watch the replay. Oh, he one-handed it. It was intended for Wilson. He had his eyes on Rodgers the whole way, was but a bit out of position, but came back and managed to twist his body around to get the interception. So the ball's at the 46 of the Steelers. Let's see what Wilson can make of this. He's back to pass. He gets the throw off quick. He gets it to Van down by the River Jefferson. And they're going to do the no huddle thing. A minute is left now in the half. Ball's at the 43. That was a first down. And it's a handoff to Warren this time, who gets a few yards to the 40. And then it'll be a timeout, and there's a bit of chippiness after the play's over. Officially 43 seconds left. Quite the development we have here. Gonna step away for a minute. Ugh. Okay, Wilson's in the gun. He's back to pass. Oh, that almost got picked off. He was trying to get to Pickens, but the ball went on the inside, and Gardner was able to get his mitts on it at least. Oh, no, we got a late flag. They called Gardner for pass interference. Oh, that's a ill-timed penalty to be sure. "37 seconds left in the half. And the ball's going to be at the 11, and Gardner looks disgusted. We also had an injury, apparently, and the Jets are forced to call a timeout because of it, which is apparently what you do in the last minute. It was either that or a 10-second. I don't know if the 10-second runoff rule would have applied, but this is quite something, quite the turnaround, a potential 14-point turnaround. Wilson's in the gun. Warren's to his left. Two wide receivers on either side. Wilson's back to pass. He's in trouble, but he gets out of it. Threw it low, and Warren couldn't reach for it. So 32 seconds left now. Second and 10. 32 seconds left. Like I said, two people in motion, Austin and Warren. Warren's to the right of Wilson, who's in shotgun. Gets the snap, back to pass, does the quick pass to Pickens. Hang on. He hung on to it. Touchdown. And he's doing his little happy dance. I bet that's a load off of Wilson's shoulders and back. And there go the terrible towels. Eccles was the defender on that. But Pickens, Wilson did the wise thing to get it off quickly and let Pickens pick it. To the three people who are here, chat me up if you want to. Halftime's going to be soon. Boswell's going to do the extra point, and it's good. So Pittsburgh cuts the lead to 2. Man, you talk about a huge turnaround. It was hard to see if Pickens was hanging on to it, but now we're doing the replay. But he did a good job to reach back for it. Eccles was late in getting there and trying to get his hands on it, and Pickens was holding it out like he wanted to show the ref, hey, I got it. So Russ was cooking. Zombie theme song is playing. Pittsburgh is pumped. Boswell's going to kick it off. Tries to get it into the corner. Jets are going to run it out yet again. Ooh, Davis is the returner, and he got sandwiched. 35 of the Steelers, whose dreads were covering up his name. All right. Will the Jets try and do anything with one timeout? The answer, they actually throw it to Wilson, and he's dropped for a loss. Bishop again with the tackle. It tried to get cute, and the Pittsburgh wasn't buying it. So the time's going to run out on the half, and Rodgers is now even further disgusted. The Jets are going to receive the kickoff in the second half. Things are getting exciting now. Interesting. It's the most points the Steelers have scored in the first half this season. I love orange is my favorite color, and I can't help but love what Melissa's wearing. I miss the Lions-Vikings highlights. I want to see those eventually. In the meantime, I got to see what's going on in my game. So, time for a break. There's an eraser. One of these days, I'll get a be right back graphic. If I have to go away for an extended period at halftime. Huh. Why are we going that way? Okay. Looks like the camera still can't see me, but hopefully the microphone can hear me. I'm at my other PC looking over the QB stats. Wilson, for all his troubles, has gone 20 straight games in completing a TD pass. Breece Hall's had great success in catching the ball. Got a run TD too. Fantasy owners are loving that. And they're formally introducing the 50th anniversary Super Bowl IX people. There's Mel Blount, Lynn Swann. A lot of these guys were in the Hall of Fame. Mean Joe Green. At least 24 I can see out there. Okay. Boswell's kicking it off. Again, it goes to the corner. And this time the Jets have a touchback. They've done quite a bit of run backs in terms of the kickoffs. As Stark is talking to Ulbrich about what the strategy is for next half. Ball's at the 30. Rodgers is in the gun. Hall is to his right. Two receivers on either side, but the tight end is now going in motion. Whoops. And we have beep, 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 beep. As one of Jade's headbands is out there. False start on the offense. Garrett Wilson, the guilty party. You usually don't see receivers do the false start thing. That sets them back 5. So it'll be 1st and 15 at the 25. Rodgers now back to pass, fakes the throw, then gets it off. He gets to see Garrett Wilson. So the guy who just made the penalty or created the penalty makes amends and gets a first down catch. Inside the 40. And he's down at about the 43. Jets O-line did a good job protecting Rodgers from the 4-man rush this time. Rodgers in the gun again. Hall's behind him. And he gets the handoff. But he's hit it behind the line of scrimmage, but he manages to at least get to the line of scrimmage. Hello, you three. Feel free to chat me up if you want. No one has yet to chat to me all game. I prefer not to talk to myself. I will if I have to, because I've got nothing else. Okay. Rodgers back to pass again. Gets Wilson again right across the 50. So he's in Steelers territory. And it'll be 3rd down, though. Both quarterbacks have been adept at getting the ball off quickly. Rodgers, 2.3 seconds. Wilson, 3.1 in the first half. Rodgers is in the gun again. It's officially 3rd and 2. Rogers now back to pass. And he gets it off, but it's too low for Adams, and it's incomplete. And Highsmith nearly got the sack. So Morstead's going to punt. A lot of issues with throwing the ball too low between both quarterbacks. Morstead gets the punt off. Can it be downed within the 20? Eisen, he's going to run it. Found some room, got past the 20. Play that funky music, white boy. All right. Mute the commercials, even though I've got the headphones on, because I want to spare you from that ordeal. It's quite dark out. Gonna go ahead and draw the blinds. Ugh. Whoops. All right, back to the action. Wilson's numbers look a lot better. 12:41 left in the third. Wilson's under center. Harris is behind him in the backfield. Hands it off to Harris, who's got a nice hole, but can't get much farther after getting about 4 yards. And if anyone wants to chat me up, go ahead. Or talk amongst yourselves. In fact, I'll give you a topic. The Battle of the Bulge was neither a battle nor a bulge. Discuss. Okay, Wilson's back to pass on 2nd and 7. Incomplete as Wilson was under pressure, had to shovel pass as he was being groped by Jets defenders, and it wound up incomplete. 12:02 left in the third. Third and 7. Warren's to Wilson's left. Wilson's in the gun. Wilson back to pass. Quite under pressure. Lofts it again to Pickens. Oh, he caught it! Oh, he still... Oh! What a battle between him and number 23. That ball was bobbling about, and he managed to hang on to it. The ball bounced off of 23, and he and Pickens are battling for it, and Pickens comes up with it. It was Oliver, number 23. It bounced off his left shoulder pad, and then it's got juggled at least twice before Pickens finally came up with it. Whew. And now Wilson's back to pass again. They do the tight end loft to Washington. Two D linemen were jumping up trying to deflect the pass, and Wilson barely got to Washington, who really had to leap for it and use all of his 6'7" frame. He only ended up getting one after result because the secondary was right on him. Wilson hands it off to Harris again, and he gets about 4 again. It'll be third down again. A lot of stuff going on. I need to break out my Powerade at the next break. Third and 5 officially. Wilson's in the gun. Warren's to his right, now shifts to his left. Double wide on the receiving front. Wilson back to pass. Again, he lifts it, trying to get Fryer moved, and he got him! Moo! The fans go. He's mastering the loft pass. Doing it just enough to get it past the defender and close enough to the receivers to have them get their hands on it. $9:30 in the quarter. I formation. Wilson's under center. And it's a handoff to Warren, who reverses his field and gets the first down, is inside the 5. Probably been marked at the 3. So it'll be first and goal with 9 minutes left to play. We got ourselves a game here, folks. Everyone was going to the left, but Warren cut back to the right and found a hole. Mills was in on the tackle. So, Warren's still in the backfield. Gets the handoff, but he's met at the line of scrimmage and cannot get any further. And 8:30's left in the quarter. Clock continues to wind. Wilson under center again. Farmoose in motion. Harris is in the backfield. And he lofts it again to Pickens. He catches it, but he's way out of bounds before he does. Gardner was on the defense. So initially Gardner was injured, and now he's back. And Pickens was in the end zone when he got hit a first hand on it, but it was bobbled. Wilson now on the gun. Trips to the right, a single receiver to the left. Wilson back to pass. Guns it in the direction of Jefferson, but there was a mix-up of the feet between him and the defender and couldn't catch it. So Boswell will do another field goal kick. This will be almost a old extra point try at 21 yards, and it's easily made. So Pittsburgh finally gets the lead back. So those who are left here, once the commercial break begins, feel free to chat about something, anything. But I got to get my Powerade. Starting to get mouth a little dry. Okay. Whoops. We made it halfway with the Powerade. Then I got distracted when I realized I needed to close the bedroom blinds. That's right, Joe Namath was a Western PA guy. A lot of PA quarterbacks went on to be stars. Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, among them. Boswell kicks it off, and we're going to have another run back. Gibson trying to wind his way through, but he's busted at the 23. Moon number 49 was the culprit. I'm sure I'd prefer to be in the Super Bowl, but Breece Hall's probably having a Pro Bowl year. Hope he can get through it injury-free. Rodgers, in the meantime, is back to pass. Tries to get it to Hall, but it's too far away from him, and it's incomplete. Although the defense was right there after him. Hey, I got another thumbs up. Thank you, whoever that was. Come on in. Take off your jacket and stay a while. And feel free to chat me up. Second and 10. Hall's in motion. So is Lazard. Rodgers is in the gun with an empty backfield. Now back to pass. Gets it off. He's got Wilson open. Oh, he He couldn't catch it. Now it's intercepted. And it's number 31, who is just stopped short of the goal line by Devontae Adams. Bishop, again, the rookie, gets his second interception of the night. Whoa! Wilson had it in his hands, and it just bounced right out and right to Bishop. I mean, Wilson was wide open, and he took his eyes off the ball. I mean, that was a well-thrown pass. Boy, Adams flew in like Superman to keep Bishop from scoring. The ball's now at the 1. So the ball is placed just past the 1. And Wilson appeared like he was worried about another Steeler coming in to hit him once he caught it. It bounced off of Wilson's shoulder pad, then off his hand. And now we've got an injury timeout, even though the Jet who is injured is on the sideline. And we're halfway through the quarter. So we're going to have an injury timeout for real. Okay. If Pittsburgh wants to put the hammer down, now is the time. In the meantime, we wait. And thank you for joining me. Feel free to chat me up. I like talking about stuff. Really, I do. I'll eventually notice you. So come on, say whatever you want to say. Or not. Well, whatever is happening to Xavier Newman, it's seeming a bit serious. Oh, him and Patrick Queen knocked heads. Okay, so that's the update. I'm going to go check on my game since there's nothing here to report. Hello, people. I am back. Feel free to hit me up in chat. Let's see. They're still attending to him. They've brought out the cart for him, and it looks like they're bracing him up. His helmet's partially off. Okay, still in injury timeout status. It's weird. When they showed the replay of him stumbling out of bounds, he seemed to be able to move his limbs okay, but things appear to have changed. So, once again, I will depart. Oh, I missed the touchdown. Ugh. Well, that seemed easy enough after all that time spent on the sidelines. Oh, apparently it's under replay. So they decided to do the Pittsburgh push. So Wilson actually gets a running touchdown after the horrible start he had. And thanks to whoever gave me the thumbs up. So they just need to figure out how much time to put on the clock. Boswell kicks the extra point successfully. So the Steelers are now up by 8 after being in the danger zone. Down by 9. Wow. So, Tomlin's winning percentage has been better than both Cowher and Knoll. He hasn't had a losing season. His streak is at 17. Only Belichick and Tom Landry have had longer streaks of winning seasons. Landry had 21, Belichick 19, although both of them eventually did have losing seasons. But as of late, they've had 5 straight playoff appearances where they lost their first game. Whoops! Isaiah Davis was running it back. The Jets are really running it back a lot. But Davis fell down around the 15, tried to get up and couldn't get past the 25. So, the Jets are now without 2 O-linemen. Rodgers going to have a yeoman's job to try and stay out of the clutches of the Steeler defense. One way to do it is hand it off to Breece Hall, who gets about 5 yards on that run. And we're under 7 minutes left in the third. A lot of teams have a lot of injured players. So they got to dig deep in the well for guys who still want to make a living in football. Rodgers back to pass. He gets Lazard, and they'll have a first down. Rodgers in the shotgun. Hall's in the backfield behind him. And we got an audible going on, it looks like. Rodgers hands it off to Hall again, who gets another big run again. Gets a first down. And gained about 14, it appears. Tirico saying 13. Nice cutback by Hall when TJ Watt apparently had closed off the lane to the right. And the Pittsburgh version of Wilson, number 41, was in on the tackle. Hall's now to the right of Rodgers, who's in the gun. He's back to pass. He lofts it to Hall, but lofts it too well, and it's incomplete. 5 minutes left in the third now. Tomlin's complaining about holding. It just seemed like the offensive lineman fell on Highsmith of the Steelers. And it's a handoff to Braylon Allen. Gets about 4. So Jets getting deeper into Steelers territory. So it looks like Xavier Newman's not paralyzed, so that's always a good sign. I didn't think that would be the situation. I mean, his limbs were moving after he got hit right away, so Rodgers back to pass again, and he shuffles it to Hall, but he cannot get the first down. He's marked about 1.5 yards short. Now, I watched the Bills play the Jets, and Zuerlein missed 2 field goals. So it looks like they're going to go for it as a result. Jets lineman got away with a hold there. It's 4th and 1. They are indeed going for it, although it's more like 1.5. Rodgers in the gun. The play clock is running down, but they get it off. Rodgers back to pass. He gets it, and he gets a receiver, and it's Mike Williams, the ex-Charger, who's had quite a bit of injury history. Got down to about the 17 of the Steelers. The Jets have a lot of talent at the receiver position. The question becomes, can they maximize it? Rodgers is in trouble on this next play. Oh, almost got Wilson, but it was just a little too far. So incomplete. Oh! Rodgers' left hand looks very red. And I'm surprised they haven't forced him off the field. Because in basketball and soccer, if you get bloody, they take you out. And you can't get out until you get healed. And we have delay a game. Oh. So apparently they're saying he got the timeout signal in time. So that's the Jets' first timeout, and hopefully Rodgers goes out to get his hand fixed. I disagree with what they're saying about giving him a mulligan when it's a delay a game situation. The play clock obviously ran down before he got the timeout signal. So it's 2:51. Ball's at the 17. Hands, oh, nope, fakes to Hall, and it's batted down by TJ Watt. So the Steelers crowd is amping themselves up. It's 3rd and 10. Rodgers back to pass. Lofts it again, but Porter Number 24 had the coverage and kept Williams from getting it. 2:42 left, and now they'll go ahead and do the field goal. So Zerline's missed 4 field goals. He's usually been in automatic territory like Boswell. It's going to be at the 35. Oh, it's blocked! Oh, my goodness. And this time there's no flag. Boy, with a relatively short field goal like that. It's rare for those to be blocked. Oh my goodness. 94 was the one who got his hand on it, but there could have been 3 others who blocked it. There were a lot of guys who got their hands up. So, lesson of the day, if you're kicking a field goal against Pittsburgh, you better get you better kick the ball up pretty high. And a fan has run onto the field. And they're not going to show it. And Danny Smith, who was boiling over after that last one was called back on the extra point, got mobbed by his special teams players after that. So the Steelers get on the 25. Wilson rolling out the pass. He gets Washington again, but again it stopped for only a yard gain. And they're finally taping up Rodgers. You can see one of the trainers wearing the black latex or nitrile gloves. They list him as getting 2, so it's 2nd and 8. There's a quick handoff to Harris, and the Jets had quite a bit of penetration on the D-line, and they were right there. Time is running down. Kinlaw was one of the guys who was able to get in there quick. It was a minor miracle Harris didn't have a loss on that play. Wilson is in the gun. Warren is to his left. Trips to the right. Wilson back to pass, and he's under pressure. Gets it to Warren, who's able to turn around and get the first down. Guy went for his legs, but he was able to do a bit of a shimmy to the side. So Davis, number 21, made the tackle, but Warren's knee hit Davis's helmet. And he's at least walking off the field in his own power. I don't know if he was trying to lead with the head, but if he wasn't, it didn't go well. Okay, just a minute left. 1st and 10 at the 38 of the Steelers. Wilson under the center, hands it off to Warren again, who gets about 5. They should be able to get another playoff before the quarter ends. It's 2nd down. Jefferson is in motion. Wilson's in the gun. Fakes the handoff to Warren, rolls out, and gets the pass off to Pickens, who does a little bit of shake and bake to get the 1st down. And the 3rd quarter is over. And the Steelers are up by 8 still. And boy, the Jets have missed a lot of chances to score. And it's time for me to break. To the 3 who are here, if you want to chat yourselves up in chat, go ahead. I will be back soon. Okay, action is back. And number 21 for the Jets is going to the locker room and running to do so. Good sign. Wilson is under the gun. Hands it off quickly to Harris, who gets a hole, and he's got some breathing room, and then some. And he's waving to the crowd, and the crowd is waving back with their terrible towels. All righty then. Najee Harris did a good job finding the hole. He had to cut back to his left to do it, and then it was open field. Ball's at the 16 of the Jets now. Wilson hands it to Harris again. They're really using him in a workmanlike fashion. Was able to get to the 13. So 3 tight ends to the left now as Wilson's under center. And it's another handoff to Harris yet again. And he gets the first down. Down to the 4. And with the Pittsburgh fully in the lead, the Steelers are going to do what they do best, and that's run the ball. And the Jets on the sidelines look defeated. Roughly 13 minutes left in the game. Again, he gets it. But this time he stood up. It'll be 2nd and goal. Ugh. So they say he didn't get anything. Farmouth's in motion. Wilson's under center. Fakes the handoff to Harris this time. And now, he had Pickens, but he was forced to dive for it. Couldn't get it. Incomplete. 3rd and goal. They tried to get Harris on the screen, but the Jets weren't having any of it, and Wilson had to go to plan B. Wilson's now in the gun. Warren's to his left, then right. And he gets it to Van down by the river. Jefferson, and Wilson's got another TD, this time a passing one. So the former Ram scores for the Steelers. Speaking of the Rams, they came out and beat the Raiders in LA today. The Niners lost to the Chiefs. And the Seahawks went down to Atlanta to beat the Falcons. So my Cardinals really have to win against the Chargers tomorrow night if they want to keep pace with everyone. So Boswell hit the extra point. The Steelers are up by 15. So it looked like the experiment with starting Wilson was going to go horribly wrong. And then over time, they figured things out and how to use them and continue to emphasize the run. And the Steelers have made great strides with it. And it hasn't helped the Jets that they have turned the ball over. Otherwise, they would dominate this game. Between the 2 passes that eventually Pittsburgh turned into TDs and the blocked field goal, it'd be a whole different story. Go ahead and check the calendar. Come on. Stick with me here. Oh. What the hell, man? Why is it defaulting to Outlook? Oh, well, what the hell? Computers never cease to amaze me at times with what they're capable of doing when you want to do something else. Okay. And the terrible towels are in full motion as we're back to the game. So apparently, Renegade has been the song of choice after touchdowns. Why they chose a Chicago band for that, who knows? They could have used Donnie Iris. At any rate, Boswell kicks it off, and it's far enough that the Jets are no way going to run this one back. That's medical cement. Interesting. They didn't bandage it up. Because it's on his left hand. It's not like it's going to mess with the right. Oh, well, what the hell. Okay. So now Hall is running and gets taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Again, thanks to everyone who's showing up. Feel free to chat me for any reason you want. Well, now we got Laundry, and we got a cha-cha. Wilson again with the false start. I don't get it. Why? How is it wide receivers do the false start thing? Okay, we'll see a replay. It looked like it was after the flag or after the whistle. At any rate, there's 11:40 to go in the game. 2nd and 16. Rodgers back to pass. He gets it off to Hall, but he's immediately tackled by Deshaun Elliott, number 25 for the Steelers. Clock continues to wind down. They only got 4 on that. It's 3rd and 12. This is one they really need to get this one. Need to get to the 40 for a first of the Jets. Rodgers back to pass. It's only a 4-man rush. And he's got plenty of time, and he gets it to Lazard at the 46. Had all day and was able to position himself to step up a little bit and wait for a receiver to get in. And Lazard wound up getting open and almost lost control of it after further review. Rodgers back to pass yet again. Gets it to Conklin, his tight end. He only gets 2. Maybe 1. And now they're playing Metallica in the stadium. Sad but true. The Jets, it's sad but true. You're down double digits, and Pittsburgh has twice as many points as you do. And it's under 10 minutes left in the game. 2nd and 9. Rodgers in the gun. And we have another false start. This time it's 77, one of the linemen. Smith, the guilty party. Jets are going 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Now 2nd and 14. Let's see. Rodgers back to pass again. Gets it off quickly to Wilson, who breaks free. And he's trying to get a lot of yardage, and he does. He gets to the Steelers' 31. Okay. Wilson has not played well tonight. Rodgers back to pass. He hits Tonklin yet again, who tries to bull his way through the Pittsburgh defense. Gets down to the 30, I believe. No, wait, it'd be the 25. That's a 6-yard gain. So Rodgers is sharing the wealth. All his main receivers and running backs and tight ends have caught a pass. And it's 8:30 left in the game. Rodgers signaling to his receivers. Clock is winding down. Rodgers now back to pass. Up. Tried to do the running back screen in the middle of the field, but Pittsburgh had that glued up. As glued up as Rodgers' hand. Oh, D lineman had his hands on Hall a little bit before the pass got to him. But no harm, no foul, according to the refs. They haven't thrown, well, let's see. Rodgers back to pass. He gets Conklin again, but he's met right away by Elliott. It's now 4th and 4. 8 minutes are left in the game, and they're going to go for it. And now we've got issues. Rodgers tried to do his quick no-huddle thing to get 12 men on the field called against the Steelers, but the Steelers got a timeout beforehand. So 7:56 left. Y'all that are here, feel free to chat me up about anything if you want. I welcome good conversation. In the meantime, empty backfield for Rodgers. He's back to pass. Oh, knocked down by Hayward. Oh, no, it's Benton. Hayward was in the vicinity, but it was Benton 95 who did the trick. Another bad pass. And another lost opportunity for the Jets. Boy, it went right to him. Well, it looks like the Steelers may yet pull this out. But still a lot of time left. They got to do some serious driving down the field. Now it's time for me to check on my game. Okay. They're showing high school games with teams that have the same colors as tonight's participants. Wilson is under center now. You can bet your bottom dollar they'll be handing it off quite a bit. And Najee Harris is the one to get it, but he struggles trying to get outside to the left and then lines up with no gain. So the Jets are hurt at the safety position too. Practice squad of theirs really is going to be getting some work. Wilson now back to pass, surprisingly enough, and he lost it. He's got a wide open receiver. It's Austin. Wow. Russ is indeed cooking, according to Tirico. Well, he was pretty rusty in the first quarter, actually throughout quite a bit of the first half, but now he's really locked in. So it was something of a pick play. So Harris is back down running and gets to 35 of the Jets. So the clock is under 6 minutes. Wilson is under the gun again. I formation in the backfield. Another handoff to Harris. And unfortunately for Harris, he had gotten stood up before he was able to break out with the help of his lineman. And it's now 5:30 left. He gained about 2 by the time the whistle blew. Well, they gotta love Harris doing that bruising work. Wilson now in the gun. Warren is initially to the right, now to the left. Pitch out to Warren. Oh, he stumbles, but he gets to the first down. Gets to the 28.5, and there's under 5 minutes left. So this is a clock-draining drive the Steelers are committing to. So all people who question Tomlin's motives probably going to have to eat a serious amount of crow right now. And I'd be one of them, but I don't have any crow. They're flying south for the winter. 7-man lineup. Oh, 8-man lineup. And Warren gets the ball again. A bit of a throwdown by Kinlaw, number 54 on him, but refs say no harm, no foul. We're now under 4 minutes. Warren now gets the hand out or the pitch, and he tried to stay out of bounds. But they're not at the point where when you get out of bounds, the clock is permanently stopped. So the Jets had to call a timeout there. Oh, yeah. Green Bay beat Houston. Detroit ended Minnesota's undefeated season as I go over the scores. Like I said, a lot of very close games. Okay. Another run by Warren, who's held at the first-yard marker. They're trying to have the pit push after the initial stop, but ref said, no, that's enough. And a bit of extracurricular activity threatened. Oh, and they say he didn't get the first down. Fourth and 1, but it looks like they're going to go for it. Although Tomlin's thrown the challenge flag, I think he's not happy with the placement of the ball. So it gives me a chance to just double check the scores. The day started off with quite a few blowouts. Jacksonville finally got another win. Beat down the Patriots in London. Bills did the same to the Titans. Then we have a bunch of close games. Colts barely hung on against the Dolphins. Anthony Richardson came back to be the quarterback. Lions had a close game, beating the Vikings, like I said. Same with Green Bay and Houston. Eagles wiped out the Giants to get a little better. Commanders did the same against the Panthers. The Chiefs eventually pulled away from the Niners to stay undefeated for the season. Now they're the only undefeated team in the NFL. And then we'll have the Ravens Buccaneers tomorrow night, along with my Cards and the Chargers. And Jim Harbaugh probably go back to being the coach again. Last weekend, he may or may not have had a heart condition or an accident with his pants. The official word was the former. A lot of people speculated it was the latter because he apparently changed his pants when he went back into the locker room in the game against Denver. Although his absence didn't seem to affect the team, they really blew the Broncos out in Denver. So the Cardinals, I don't know if this would be considered a must-win game, but obviously the further along the season goes, the more exponentially important the games become. And the Chargers still are trying to find their footing, although Harbaugh looks like he's having them run the ball a lot more, so that's something the Cardinals will have to watch on. But then you've got Herbert, who's proven his worth as a passer, as there's a museum dedicated to Mr. Rogers in Pittsburgh. Hard to believe such a blue-collar town could also host a Presbyterian minister hosting a kids show. So they agreed to measure it or maybe actually measured it would be a better word, and they still said it was short. And they're going to try and go for it. Oh, number 72 of the Jets was able to get his hands on Wilson by jumping over the center, but then Wilson somehow managed to get away from it and get close to a first down, and they are really scrambling. There was speculation that he might have fumbled it, but it looks like they signaled him down. And the Jets are really getting bitchy about making sure that they did not get the first down and getting in the face of the refs. And in the end, they got the first down. The receivers did their part to try and get Wilson forward. And now the Jets are challenging this ruling. So gotta wait again. See what they rule eventually. So the ruling on the field stands, and the Jets are pretty much doomed. So it looks like Pittsburgh's going to be 5-2 and momentarily vault themselves in the first place in the AFC North. The Jets will move down to 2-5, and the Bills appear to be the standout team of that division. So I formation, Harris gets the ball again for a run. The Jets are out of timeouts, so they cannot stop the clock. It's just going to go down to the 2-minute warning. And we have the 2-minute warning. My brother is one of the biggest Steeler fans in the world. He was a bandwagoneer guy when they went on their 70s run in the Super Bowls. But this has been quite the franchise in my existence on this earth. And I'm hearing on the headphones that the Dodgers beat the Mets to go into the World Series. I'm happy for Shohei Ohtani. He really was a contributing factor as they pitch it out to Warren, who gets about a yard. As the clock continues to run. Under a minute now. Wonder if they're going to go for the field goal. Or are they just going to let the clock run down and then kneel it? Interesting. Pittsburgh has yet to play a divisional game. Well, they call a timeout. Pittsburgh does. It's their final timeout. Only 30 seconds left. Pittsburgh doesn't play a divisional team until week 12. Oh, no, week 11. They play the Giants next, get a bye week. Then the Commanders. Then it's 3 straight against their division. I'm kind of surprised. I don't know the logic in terms of when you play your divisional rivals until you save one for the last day of the week. That much I know. They tried to do what they do with what they do in soccer on it's being a decision day for your division and making sure that you end the season against a tough rival. So they run it, And Harris gets a touchdown. And he jumps into the crowd and celebrates, as he should, because this game has turned into a rout in the Steelers' favor. So they really put the knife in the stake in the heart and drove it down deep. They've scored 20. Well, let's wait till the extra point is kicked. "24 unanswered points as Boswell makes the extra point." Actually, yeah. Well, Russell Wilson, I imagine, is horribly relieved. Still quite a few Steelers fans in the stadium. Russell Wilson doesn't look terribly happy, just going about his handshakes in a businesslike fashion. And it's a touchback for the Jets. So the game was painfully close in the first half, and then the Steelers pulled away. Rodgers is still out there, but he hands it off to number 32 to get some off the bench yards. And they're letting the clock run down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Win Steelers. And with that, I am going to take off. Thanks to those who stuck around to watch me. Bye-bye. Bye, Bonds.